Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Yes, I'm still getting over the cold. I'm making a turkey zucchini casserole today, and I'm making a salad as well, which are new, so I'm going to be showing you. I haven't made them. I found another cookbook I ordered. I got 3 coming in. I tell you, I am notorious for collecting cookbooks. You're going to need a clove of garlic, and we're going to have to carve this little thing up. Well, mince it, basically. Okay, now this is a paring knife that I'm using. You see how it looks? It's little. Paring knives are anywhere from 1 inch to 6 inches in blade. And that's what they are. They're usually used for garlic, ginger, and fine little things that you want to work with. So we're going to have to mince this garlic up. Excuse me 1 minute, I have a seed. I ate some blackberries this morning. I am going to buy turkey thighs and try making that dish with turkey thighs that I made yesterday. It was so good, except I would only buy 3 turkey thighs. I don't want to use the legs. The thighs have a more tender and more moist, and I'll show you how you serve it to make it look like a professional chef does it, and I'll show you how you serve it so you'll learn a new way of serving, so you can enhance your dishes even more. But we're sort of going through all these steps and showing you different ways that you can make things, but we're going to now learn how we can serve it and bring that color to the dish that makes people excited. I'm not going to do it today, but I'll probably be doing it in a couple of weeks, maybe 1 or 2 dishes. I'll show you how you can dress them up and make it appealing. Not only is the smell there, the flavors of you cooking, but the way the dish looks on the plate, and then the color, and you just sit there and say, oh, I have got to eat this. Okay, let's get back to chopping. I have an onion here. We need an onion chopped. Oh, this is great. I have so many bags of vegetable peelings. This one's going in the yard. The weather's getting better where I can, break ground and I can just bury it in the yard, and then I don't have to use my compost. Give it to the city. I'll do it myself. Okay. This is a chef's knife. Look at that blade. You see how big it is? Yeah, they're very sharp. Don't worry. This is a chef's knife. This is what they're called. I'm going to be giving you different names on these knives, and you can see them. Now, I left the root part intact, and we're going to do this. Try and get them as level as you can, without going through them all the way to the end, so when you hold it, this knife is going to need to be sharpened in. When you pick it up and you hold it here, see, they're all intact. That's why you leave the root there. And once again, you hold, I'm not always good at it, but this is how you hold your knife with 2 fingers, and then you use it right here. This knife is going to go nowhere because I have it under my control. Be careful not to cut yourself. Now, if you want to know the motion, watch the motion. Go slow. You don't have to be fast. It's not to be fast, is that you go slow. If you wish to be a chef, these are some of the things that you have to do. Okay, this little part, you put it in your compost. And look. You see that? See, nobody can give you all this information at once. It'll be too much. So I just figured I'll give you a little bit, you work with, get comfortable with it, and we just move along. Now, some things like frosting a cake, I am miserable at. You would not want to follow my directions in frosting a cake. I'm terrible. Oh, God, am I terrible. And I've got a cookbook that's got over 50 cakes in it, and I am like, dang. And not counting the European ones I have. Europeans are easier for me. I don't have a 3-layer cake or something I have to frost. Like I said, be careful. You don't want to cut yourself. And when you hold the knife like this, keep it parallel and a little in an upward motion, because if you have it straight, it's going to go down like that, and then you're going to cut it off to a downward. You learn that with doing with breads. Now I got to go a little higher. This side is a little thicker than the other. I'll do it this way so you can see the motion. Yay. Are you going to be cutting your cutting board? Probably in half too. You see how easy that was? Go nice and slow. You don't have to race for anything. That's why I go slow. I'm not going to kill myself to make a meal. Of course, if you saw me Friday, I was running around like a mad hatter in my kitchen. When I had come in from shopping, I didn't even get the groceries unpacked. I don't use spray on my nose stick. They want a large frying pan. I just bought a large frying pan to make this dish. See, I had to buy a really large frying pan. Now they want me to spray that. I don't use those things, okay? There's some other things we're gonna have to do too. Now, I do not buy canned tomatoes unless I absolutely, unequivocally, wait a minute, I think I have one already canned, hold on. Okay, for you people who buy your tomatoes already cut up, you're going to need 29 ounces of them, okay, which is about, let's see, 24, about 3.5 cups, okay, for people who are going to use fresh tomatoes. I'm using fresh tomatoes, so I'm going to have to get that started. and I will be right back. Okay, if you're using, I told you about if you have canned tomatoes. Now, if you wish to use fresh tomatoes, I would get the egg tomatoes. I know these as egg tomatoes. I don't know what you know them as, but because they look like an egg, we call them that. Now, you're not going to go on the stem end here. You're going to go on the tail here, and you're going to cut an X. That's all you're going to do. You're going to need a pot of boiling water. I'm going to show you how to peel these. They're very, very simple to do. It's just that I have a lot. I got to get 3 cups. Yeah, 2.5, 3 cups. I got to get up there. I have a 2-quart. No, I have a 1-quart measuring cup here. Oh, I went too deep on that one. Don't go too deep. You just want to snick it, and that's it. We're also going to be making a different salad today, which is going to be different from everything I've shown you or talked about. Every time I go to the store, I just pick up tons of tomatoes. I grow them out in the yard, eat the plants before my tomatoes get a chance to get up off the ground. I mean, the birds go right behind me and eat all the seeds. I don't care how many seeds I put there. They will dig them up, peck at it, and eat them. So my tomatoes don't have a fighting chance. I tell you, I lose when it comes to Mother Nature. All right, now when that water boils, and we're waiting for it to come to what we call a rolling boil. In Texas, we called it a royal boil. Anyway, it just means it's going to really be boiling. You're going to lay so many tomatoes in. Keep the water boiling. It's very important. And as it's in that water, you're going to notice the skin's going to start rolling. That's when you take it out, and they're too hot to handle. So what you next have to do is have a bowl of really ice cold water. It's a shock treatment is what you're actually doing, because the tomato skin's going to get hot, and then you're going to throw it into that cold water, and the skin just comes right off. And then you can just dice your tomatoes up and measure out just about 3 cups. Well, no, 3 is 24. It's almost 4 cups, because they want 14 and 14 is 28. No, it's 3 cups. 3 cups times 4 is 24. They want 28, 29. So, anyway, we'll get there. I'm getting my cold water ready. So you want about 5 ounces. Let me see, I'm trying to figure out. So it's a little more than 3.5, maybe 3 2/3. Yeah, because that's like a tablespoon more over. Yeah, that should do it. Yeah, that's what you need, about 3 2/3, and you should do quite well. Now your rinse, where you throw the tomatoes in, when you see the skin separate, you just peel it. If that water gets too warm, it will happen. Add more cold water if you have to. And that's what I'm going to be doing. We just have to wait for this water to boil. I hate this cold. I can't taste. My sons told me the blackberry muffins were delicious. I'm telling you, they were delicious. I mean scones, the blackberry scones. I can't taste. Do you know how hard it is to cook, not to be able to smell and taste? I usually just have boiled dinners, but I said, guys, you're going to have to tell me, did this turn out all right? I can't tell. The pitfalls of me in life. Now, use a paring knife. You don't want a chef's knife for this, a paring knife, so you can peel that skin off. You don't need a big knife trying to do it. Use a paring knife, and you'll be able to see how easy it is. As soon as I get this water boiling, we'll drop these in. It's almost there. So to make this dish, they said you need a really big pot, and I said, frying pan. I said, okay, I'll get a big one, and I did. It came in 2 days ago. because some of the dishes I have, I don't have the pots for that I want to show you how to make, so I can't. Okay, it's just starting to boil now. And you're going to leave your flame on high while the water is boiling, because if you turn it down, the water will get cold and it won't do what we want it to do. Okay. I wonder if I could turn you right here. I have no idea. Sorry, you're going to be off at a distance. I really want you to get over here and see exactly what they do so you can actually see. I hope you can. I gotta get my spoon out of your way. So we'll just wait. I'm hoping that you can see what these skins are doing. Let me see if I can bring this up and show you. You see how that skin is cracking? That's what you want. It gets a good crack. We'll just do the tomatoes till I get what I need. See how this one's doing. They're getting there. Okay, take this one. Throw it in the cold water. You can even see the skin. I don't know if you can see this, but you see how the skin is wrinkling here? You see that? That's what you want. This one's even better. Can you see how that skin is wrinkly? That's what you want. I'm going to have to move quickly here because this is when they're going to start going. Now if you're peeling them, let me see if I can hold one up. I'm going to make a mess here. Look how easy they peel. You see? How's that? Okay, let me get these going. You can just use your hands and peel them off if you're really good at this. This is the beginning of canning tomatoes, believe it or not. Actually peeling them like this. That water's not cold enough. I need cold water again. ready. I'm gonna start chopping these up soon. You're not ready. Okay, we'll get these going. Okay, now what you do is take your paring knife. This is very simple for canning. You go in here and you just go around in a circle and cut the core out, just like that. That's it. I have one tomato that's taking a little longer than the others, but it'll get there. See, people don't know their fractions anymore, and what happens is that sewing you need to know plane geometry and your fractions, you know. And that's why they put in recipes the size cans they use, because you don't know. See, if you want whole canned tomatoes, just put them in a jar like that. You want them chopped, you chop them. I make James Beard's tomato sauce when I need tomato sauce in a can. Okay. Okay, you're a little late. I don't know if I have enough tomatoes yet. Don't worry, I have more tomatoes. I'm just loaded with tomatoes in this house. I went through all my canned tomatoes. Oh, come on, Cora. You gotta come out. You can't stay. Any juice you accumulate on your tomatoes, throw it in there as well, because the can reads they want the juice as well. think I'm going to have enough tomatoes. But we'll find out soon enough. Okay. All right, I have 2 tomatoes I did not use. Put these right here. I can put them in the refrigerator, use them at a later date for something, or I'll finish cooking down with the other tomatoes I have. Now, when you use no stick, you have to be careful that you don't use metals and spoons and stirrers or spatulas or anything, because they will scrape them and damage them. Wooden spoons are excellent for that. That's why you see me use so many wooden spoons. It also protects my other pots as well. So I'm more prone to using them, unless I have to use the other one, and I will. I don't need this water. I'm not spraying it. They say spray the can. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in it, and that's me. Okay, because it's evident this person is very concerned about the cholesterol. I'm not overly concerned about mine, but I could rub this around. There, did it. Done. Now we're back to the onions and the garlic. And we're going to need 1 pound of ground turkey. Okay. So we're not going to do that right yet. Okay, they want this over medium heat. Okay, so we're heating it up. Where did I put it? In the refrigerator, Sandra. Yeah, I know. %? Okay. Let me move you over. I have to move you again. We've got more chopping to do too. Let me see if I can get you here properly. I have never used ground turkey before, So this is going to be new for me. I'd like to know how they made it like this. 'Cause I know what ground meat's supposed to look like. Okay. It's not ground like the other. They say it's organic. I said, okay. Organic it is. Looks like you ran it through a mill. Spaghetti. And I could do that. You have to read a lot of packages when you go to the store now because they're putting synthetic meat and stuff out. And it's what they're doing to our food, which is making us sick. I'm not going to hide it. I'm going to put it out there. Same companies that make the drugs add the chemicals into our food. And then they get you coming into the earth. And they get you during your life, making you sicker and everything else. Like I was listening to this guy, and he was talking about something that you don't want to talk about when you're cooking food. Okay, now they want that to brown, okay? So we've got a lot of chopping we have to do, so I am not going to be able to have you watch me do this for this part. They want 1 bell pepper seeded and chopped. I told you this has got a lot in it. One cup of celery. They've been saying a lot of things about dog food. I used to make dog food because we had a dog with epilepsy because of the chemicals they were putting into the food. So we ended up having to make dog food. If I ever get a dog, I will have to sit there and make it again. I will not buy it in the store. They're now selling it, and somebody said, well, I finally learned that I have to make my dog food. But then they make a company out of it, and they're making money. And once again, you're still buying food. Which I find a bit annoying. They don't show you how to make it. They just sit there and say, you know. But once we took her off of all the chemicals that were in the dog food, she quit having epileptic fits and everything else. So she became extremely healthy and extremely strong. It's just that my cats won't eat any homemade food. Oh, it's a cup of celery. I'm sorry. And 1 whole red bell pepper. They want a pound of zucchini. I think this is it. How do you want this cut? Because you were specific how you wanted it cut. Unpeeled, cut into 1/4 inch slices. A 1/4 inch slice is about that. If you have the small zucchinis, you just need a pound. I pretty much think that this is a pound. Well, the seasonings I haven't gotten out yet. They want us to add everything to this dish now, so I'll start getting the seasonings out. Just start adding it. The zucchini, the bell pepper, the celery, and the tomatoes. Now you see why I got a big pot to make this dish. You'll see it. I'm going to bring you over while I get my seasonings out. I don't know why they want the zucchini cut like this, but whatever. Okay, let me get my seasonings now. They want 3/4 of a teaspoon of basil. They want a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. A 1/2 teaspoon. Where am I getting this salt? I got my salt mixture back. Fresh ground pepper to taste. They don't tell you how much black pepper to put in it, so you're going to have to judge on your own of how much you want. Doesn't show me turn the temperature up on high yet. They want 1/4 of a cup of fresh parsley chopped and thrown in there as well. Don't you like the way I say throw it in there? I'm just chopping my parsley up in the back behind you. Now we don't want to do it. zucchini are the biggest parts of this. So they want you to stir and mix this up thoroughly. And then what they want you to do is add 1 cup of plain breadcrumbs. I know I'm questioning the dish already. But there will be a lot of moisture in this. Turn your oven to 350. You're going to need it. Plain breadcrumbs are requesting. I know I usually use my own breadcrumbs, but I think this is part mine. I think I did some breadcrumbs and I mixed it with the ones that I found in the cabinet, and I said, okay. They want you to mix this up thoroughly with the breadcrumbs. What's that going to do? It's going to take care of the fluid, because you're going to have a lot of fluid from all these vegetables. So this way, it'll absorb that fluid, so it won't be so runny when you go to serve it. But you got to mix this up thoroughly. And as you stir it, you'll see the breadcrumbs are absorbing the fluid to make sure it's not running. You see? Turn it off. You need a 9 by 13, which I have to pull down in grease. Now I know that's absorbed a lot of fluid, but I also know the zucchini has not given up its fluid, and we know that that one is very high in water. Now the reason they tell you to grease all the time, it's easier to get out of the pot. It's easier to clean. Now this pot is a no stick, but it's like hard cast iron and something else. And like I told you, I don't like no sticks. But it seems it's going to get me to do it anyway and use them. Because some dishes I do need, like that egg I tried. Man, it stuck. Ruined the dish. I mean, it tasted delicious, but it just ruined my whole presentation. So I was very upset about that. What else do you want on this? Okay. We have to cover this up. So it means I have enough to go over the edge of this. Yeah. Because I like to do it. Okay, we are going to bake this for 45 minutes like this. And after 45 minutes, you're going to uncover it and sprinkle it with freshly grated Parmigiano cheese. They say about a half a cup. Then you put it back in the oven, uncovered, for about 5 minutes longer. Then let it sit just to cool a bit. Like I said, you always have to let these dishes set so the bubbling and the juices can sort of settle. And then it's ready to serve. So, I will repeat it. In 45 minutes, we're going to get Parmigiano cheese, about a half a cup, maybe more knowing me. And we're going to then put it back in uncovered and finish cooking. But right now, it's got to cook for 45 minutes. I'm almost up to 350. And when this dish is done, I will show you the salad that we're going to make. I've never made this salad, so this is going to be a brand new salad for me. But if you get these pans like this, they are no stick. So don't scrub them. You just use a washcloth on them, but let them cool first and then wash them with just a washcloth and soap, and it will do quite well. Be careful to use, don't use metal because it'll scratch it. Oh, and I do like it. But they said you're going to need a big pot. And I said, okay, I'll go get a big pot. But this is a casserole dish. I know in the South it might be warm and you're not ready to have something like this until autumn comes. Well, we went back into the 30s last night, and it's only 40 degrees. Not till late this afternoon. We're going to be back up at the 50s with this weather going up and down like this, so we're not ready to go completely into summer meals. I'm going to make that salad anyway. Okay, I'm going to put it in. 45, wait a minute. That's 25 minutes. 8:20 after. Parmesan cheese. Parmesan. Okay, we might as well go ahead and grate our cheese up. How do you expect me to get this thing out? If you hear me yell, Jesus Christ, you know I'm going to cut myself. Well, I got it open. Got that much done. It is Parmesan cheese that they want. There. It's the only way to do it, you know. Now, I know I'm going to grate her more than half a cup because I happen to like cheese. That's the Italian in me. It's always much better, but if you can't afford buying it like this and gratering it, by all means, I'm not going to say anything, but just read what's in these things. Remember, they're not going to tell you everything, because I go and I check, and they're not giving you everything. They're hiding some things. I learned to make crackers. I gave you some cracker recipes and don't even do them. They were so horrible. I wouldn't recommend them to anybody. But I found some in my cookbook finally. I'm going to try them. And I'll tell you, this, you know, they are yay or nay. I told you I'm going to add more. See, I always add more. What I like to do is after I do this, stick it in the refrigerator. They get cold, and then when I sprinkle them on, they separate easier. Do I put any cover on it? No. I just put it in like this, let them all sort of get cold in the refrigerator, and then it makes it easier for me to sprinkle it. I need you in a really cold spot. Now put you back here. That's a little trick I like to do. Well, I'll see you in 45 minutes and then we'll put the cheese on. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. There it is. It's going back in the oven, but we got to put this cheese on it first. We're not covering it anymore. You're going to put it in the oven for 5 minutes, and that's it. So I will see you in 5 minutes, and it'll be done. Okay, it's done. I say you have to let this sit a good 5-10 minutes to let it set, and that's it. So listen, you take care and have a great day.